So 2015 has finally come to a close, and with a large lineup of impressive anime on the way, it's seemingly fitting to talk about what I thought was my favorite anime of 2015. But what exactly are the deciding factors that lead to an anime being considered as the best? Is it a compelling and well-written story? Is it strong and deep character development? Is it solid animation and presentation? Yeah, probably. And luckily the show that I picked as my favorite anime of 2015, has almost all of those things with more. There's a ton of shows that I've watched this year and I've enjoyed, like Shimonetta, Monster Musume, Hibike Euphonium, but unfortunately I didn't get around to watching all that I wanted to due to the fact that there's just so much to watch. But with this show, it was the only one that impacted me so heavily that I immediately went searching for merch after I completed it and was constantly listening to the soundtrack for weeks. So if you think another show should have been my pick, it's 99.9% most likely that I didn't get around to watching it. So what show am I exactly talking about? Why, of course, it's none other than One Punch Man. Just kidding, fuck that. It's The Rolling Girls, and here's why you should watch it. I'm assuming that half the people that clicked on this video have closed the tab by now, but for those that have stayed, hear me out for a second.
The Rolling Girls is definitely a show that not many people talked about when it was released. Probably because a lot of them gave it one glance and dismissed it as another shitty moe blob show. But you know me, I love that shit more than Jared Fogel's burning passion for school playgrounds, so there may be a little tiny bit of bias here. That's fine though, since it's my fucking video after all. All that aside, the best definition I can give for The Rolling Girls is that it's a giant explosion of adrenaline and emotion.
I've wanted to do a video on this show ever since I started up my channel because I just have so much to talk about. And I don't even think I'm gonna get through all of it this time, so sit back and enjoy.
The Rolling Girls is a coming-of-age action-adventure anime created by Wit Studio, the same studio that did Attack on Titan, and was licensed by Funimation in 2015. Its staff included director Katomi Dai, screenwriter Yasuyuki Muto, who also did Dead Man Wonderland, and music arranger Masaru Yokoyama, who, fun fact, also did the music for Your Lie in April. 10 years after the Great Tokyo War, each region of the country split into independent states. Each of these states are ruled by a leader known as a best that are given the responsibility to represent their division in regional disputes. They're followed by supporters called the rest, who are basically there to support their best. The show follows the journey of 4 girls from the Saitama clan who are given orders by their best to fulfill requests in their place while searching for something called Moonlight Stones, which is rumored to give whoever is in possession of one unlimited power.
Everyone rides bikes in the show for some reason too. It's there are no cars, or has the axle never been?
What I found interesting about the show is that when you first hear what it's about, it seems kind of drab or dull in a way, like it's already been done before. But once you get to a certain point in the show, the plot expands drastically. The way it uses subplots between supporting characters to help build emotion, action, and strong character development for the main characters is astounding and makes the show more admirable. It may seem like there isn't any major plot development going on initially, but the show slowly and unknowingly builds up as the main cast makes their journey through each region. Near the end, it starts to get really outrageous and convoluted, which can throw some people off guard, but it's nothing that takes away from the entirety of the show. I can confidently say it's not exactly the best written show, but it's something that can easily catch a person's interest and can keep a hold of it, which is something I could admire for a show that was made with an original screenplay.
Without a doubt, The Rolling Girls does an excellent job of displaying how beautiful it can be to see a character grow, but multiply that by 4.
The main characters portrayed in the show are Nozomi, Yukina, Ai, and Shaya, and each of their characteristics and qualities create a cast so charming and lovable that you instantly become attached to them. Every single personality is so vibrant and unique, and through the characters' traits, their stories are told effortlessly. It feels as if you were placed inside the show and you're riding along with them through their journey on your own bike.
Mine would look like one of those Fisher-Price bikes with the training wheels on the back, you know, that's a spot-on representation of who I am.
I sometimes find it very hard for me to explain why a character is so good because everyone's view on a perfect character is very divergent, and Not all people can relate to them in the same way, but with the Rolling Girls, the cast has an emotional spectrum so large that I don't see how people couldn't like these characters.
They're tropey yet unique, exaggerated yet mature. It's amazing to watch them succeed.
The only flaw that they have though is that they start to become less and less conspicuous as the show progresses, and I think that's mainly due to how the plot was played out. Their flair and pizzazz slowly drift into obscurity because they just don't have the proper plot to support them. Every episode they get introduced to these new characters, which is great to see because we'll always get to view the main cast in different situations and how they go about applying themselves. But it honestly hinders the show's progress. There was never enough given time for all of these characters to naturally bond and grow together. All we get to see really is just how the main cast evolves. So although there were a few ups and downs when it came to how the characters were portrayed and designed, I see there were definitely more ups.
But the most quintessential part of the Rolling Girls that made it my anime of 2015 was how it was presented.
I don't know where to begin with my gushing with the show's sound and design. For starters, I'll say that the Rolling Girls soundtrack is something totally unexpected. The music used in the show is mostly comprised of cover songs of the Japanese rock band The Blue Hearts, all of which done by the voice actors of the four main characters. Not only is this fucking badass, but it's surprisingly good to listen to and something that I've rarely seen done before. Every song strongly emphasizes themes and emotions for particular scenes, and it makes each of those scenes more engaging. The music is definitely something worth listening to just on its own.
Added with the soft and vivid color design and the flawless animation, this show is a treat to the eyes. It's as if a candy store ejaculated all over the streets.
It's so mesmerizing when you watch fight scenes. There's so much detail with every frame, and the quality is so exemplary. It draws you in and leaves you wanting more. It's unfortunate that the show didn't have as much of it included because I think this is what could have shot the show into popularity. Nonetheless, the Rolling Girls has some of the most impressive and stunning visuals with an invigorating soundtrack to boot.
Let me say right now that the Rolling Girls is most definitely not the best anime of 2015. There are shows that are objectively better than it, but it was the only show that I personally enjoyed more than any of the others that I've watched that year. The experience that I took away from the show after completing it is just incomparable to everything else. And I think that's what's most important when it comes to visual mediums like anime and games. It's the experience that you take away from it. I know I'll undoubtedly get an earful for my choice, but you just have to respect that everyone has different tastes. Like, I'm a grown man and I like K-On! For some reason. Ever since I started this YouTube channel, all I've wanted to do is just tell people why I love these certain games and anime. All for the sole reason of getting them to experience something they may have never experienced before. That's exactly how I felt when I finished this show. It was an experience I adored, and I sincerely hope you give the Rolling Girls a shot because it's just a fun anime. But with that, I'm Coastward, and I'm out.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. But yeah, this video, I already know I'm gonna get chewed out for this because I was talking with people before I even released it, and they were like, what is wrong with you? How could you pick this video, or how could you pick this anime? And I don't know, it's like, when I first watched it, it was just, I couldn't believe it. I don't have words, really. I feel like I didn't do as much of a good job on the script, which I plan on improving in the new year, but, oh man, you guys should really honestly give it a shot because it's just so good. But with that, yeah, my next video should be in January still, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to check out more of my stuff, if you're new, you can check out my Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts video and my K-On! Video. I think those two are really nice. But with that, I'm gonna leave you guys off to do whatever, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!